Meet one of the Democratic candidates running for president in 2020, Janine Rossi. Much like her constituents, Janine did not start at the top. Growing up, she worked 2 jobs while putting herself through school. Despite financial and personal hardships, Janine persevered and managed to become a high-ranking official in the United States government. At the age of 31, Janine was the youngest senator to ever be elected in the history of the United States. She has served as the Senator of New York for the last 2 terms and is currently representing the United States as an ambassador for United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Women, or UN Women. Janine graduated from Queens College with a bachelor's in journalism. After a few years, she got her master's in education from Stanford, followed by PhDs in political science, economics, and education from Harvard, Oxford, and Yale, respectively. But who is Janine Rossi? Janine still lives in the town she grew up in, a small-town girl at heart, and is currently raising her 24 adopted children by herself. As the strong, independent woman that she is, Janine works to provide nothing but the best for her family and her constituents. You know you can trust Janine by her cheerful demeanor, truthful hazel eyes, and voluminous hair that is not full of secrets, but numerous solutions to the country's problems. What are her policies, you ask?
What is your stance on abortion?
I'm a firm believer in acceptance and equality. Women should have the right to choose what happens to their own bodies, which is why I'm pro-choice.
As a result of her travel to Ethiopia with the Peace Corps in the early 2000s, Janine has seen the devastation that discrimination on women can have, and will continue to be an advocate for every woman in and out of the United States. Janine will restore tax funding in its entirety to Planned Parenthood, in addition to encouraging Congress to pass a 28th Amendment making abortion legal throughout the United States and giving women the right to choose what happens to their bodies.
How do you expect the economy to grow in oncoming years?
The wage discrepancy within the U.S. has led to severe social stratification, which is why I'm here to rescue the lower classes from their deepening poverty.
Janine will give a tax break to the middle class by increasing taxes by 15% on individuals that make over $300,000 annually. Also, she will increase the corporate tax rate to 30% to pay for universal health care and education. Additionally, Janine plans on enacting legislation to eliminate the gender pay gap. Corporations in the future will be required to publish their salary ranges for every position and will face penalties if it is misaligned for certain genders. Currently, California is the only state where it is required to have at least one female sitting on the board of directors. If elected, Janine promises that this will be a law enforced throughout the United States.
Since the United States is a world power, what's your stance on foreign policy?
No person should be left behind, whether the person is American or from a foreign country, which is why I believe the United States should send more troops and aid to our foreign allies.
Janine will cooperate with nations on global issues such as climate change and terrorism. However, she will not allow human rights abuses to go unchecked, but instead will use her authority as president to convince fellow countries to comply with United Nations standards. Likewise, the United States must reclaim our own moral authority and work with like-minded nations to stand up forcefully for human rights in countries around the world, such as China and Lebanon.
What are your plans to improve the American healthcare system?
As a mom, I understand the need to keep your kids healthy and happy. No parent should have to make a decision on whether or not to bring their kids to the doctor because of the cost. This is why I'm a strong advocate for free and universal health care.
Janine plans on instituting a healthcare plan that will provide every American with cost-free healthcare. Within a 2-year span, Janine's healthcare project will be enacted. The plan will receive funding through taxes, and the deficits will be covered by state governments. By decreasing the price of the average hospital visit, prescription, and surgery, the United States will be able to provide free healthcare to the nation's poor and sick.
As we know, immigration has been a very heated topic in the U.S. these past few years. What is your stance on immigration?
As a daughter of a U.S. Marine sergeant, I believe that we are a nation founded by and for immigrants, and we will continue to be.
The Statue of Liberty says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free." Janine believes that the United States needs to return to this mindset to ensure that she will provide prospective immigrants with the possibility of becoming United States citizens within 1 year of having temporary residence within the country. She will also be shutting down all immigration and customs enforcement detention centers along the southern border, as well as reinstating DACA, allowing for a greater number of potential citizens. Janine will not rest until all children are allowed the opportunity to pursue the American dream. If you aren't already voting for Janine, here are some reasons why you should. Not only is she kind to everyone and has a mom personality, but Janine plans on reducing the cost of living for middle-class citizens. Under her administration, every child within the United States will receive, at a minimum, a higher level education. Janine will also persuade voters towards her side through her strong policies designed to alleviate the economic, political, and social stress for the middle-class American. Swing states such as Florida, Colorado, and Michigan will have no choice but to vote for her. With her experience in education, government, and economics, Janine is truly the best and right person for the job.
My name is Janine Rossi, and I approve this message.